Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I do have a few things I want to talk about. So it's sort of a chatty video today. I think there's 4 things plus a couple of other little things that I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about Manish leaving as CEO from Poshmark. We're going to touch on thrift store prices. We're going to talk about a red flag that I have for apps, and we're going to talk about that. And last, I'm going to talk about PoshU for me as a Canadian, with the de minimis maybe ending on August 29th. So we're going to touch on that. That's a couple of little things. So first and foremost, it was announced a couple of days ago that Manish, is it Manish or is it Manish? I don't know, so forgive me if I say it wrong or if I go back and forth. Anyway, Manish is leaving as CEO of Poshmark as of, I think it's the end of September. Don't quote me on that, but sometime like that. This is not a surprise because Naver took over. Naver bought Poshmark January 3rd, not January 3rd, but January of 2023. So it's very normal for big businesses when they do purchase another business to keep on key players so the transition is smoother. So this is a very normal thing. Manish was under contract for a couple of years. This is just the end of his CEOism. He will be remaining on the board, if that makes any difference. I am pleasantly surprised to find that not a lot of people are thinking the sky is falling and oh my God, what's going to happen? People are taking it in their stride. They're not being distracted by it. There was no big... Some people were concerned because it was happening just before PoshFest and not at PoshFest. I kind of like that it's happening before Posh, like a month, give or take, before PoshFest. That way, you know what, it's just part of what we have to deal with. And it's not, up in the PoshFest stuff, and it doesn't happen after like a lot of things happen with Posh. So I'm fine with it happening now. It was something that was going to happen. Does it mean huge, big changes for Poshmark? Probably not, in my opinion. I think Naver's been around for 2.5 years now. They have already made the changes that they want. They've started to make those changes. So wherever they do decide to go, yes, there will be changes because that's just natural. I don't think that's going to be huge. I think it's going to be fine for all of us. It's one of those things, it's like, let's wait and see. I can't think of anything huge that they're going to do because both markets, Canada and the US, are doing quite well as far as I know. So I can't see them changing a ton, but there will be changes. But the sky is not falling. It is something very natural, very normal in the business world. So it shouldn't be a shock to you, okay? So take it in stride. Don't let it distract you. Keep doing your business. Absolutely cross-list to other platforms if you're nervous, because it's always a good idea anyway, because any one platform can go defunct anytime. So you want to spread out your items as best you can. So it's always good to diversify, 100%. Next, thrift store prices. So are they getting ridiculous? Yeah, kind of. And unfortunately, that's just part of the game or part of the business, that if you're in business for yourself and you are sourcing from a certain person or a certain business and they decide they're going to up their prices, then you as the business owner have to make that decision about, am I going to still continue to source from there? Am I going to have to find somewhere more inexpensive? Am I going to have to up my prices to sort of bring that in? So there's lots of choices there. No, that's not lots of choices. That's not the point I wanted to make. As the business owner, you have a lot of decisions to make, is my point. That was my point. Thrift store prices are going up. I know here in Canada, our minimum wage is going up, so that therefore stores, where regardless of what they are, have to pay their employees more. And whenever that happens, prices usually go up because it's not going to be coming down from the profit. It's never going to come from profit. It's always going to be put back onto the consumer. So, you know what? With thrift store prices, if you have a thrift store that you shop at and the prices are too high, shop their sales, find a different place, find different kinds of sourcing, whether it's online auctions, it's pallets if you could ever find them, if it's stores, if it's friends and family. I have a lot of choice in the stores that I go to, and I do check out stores I haven't been to for a while. Like when Talese first opened here, and it was just a regular Talese, I didn't like it. The prices were too high. Their selection was not very good. It was very crowded. Now they're a warehouse or an outlet for us here where we live, and their prices are much, much better. Their selection is better, and they're not nearly as crowded. So their racks aren't like smushed together so you can't get in and out of them and things like that. So I like shopping there. Now, they no longer have their dollar clearance rack, so I don't know if it's gone for good or if they will be bringing it back when they get their donations up again, or they want to, have sort of flash sales type of thing. My store still has flash sales. They do something every day or something every week. You get 50% off of certain colors and things like that. So shop the sales is another one. Check out stores you haven't been to in a while because their prices could have come down, because that is something that will happen. If a thrift store puts up all their prices because they have to or because they feel they need to, and nobody shops there anymore, well, they're not making any money, and they still need to make money. So then they might have a big sale, or they might decide to start putting the prices down a bit. Because what's happening is the thrift store prices are going up, but our sale prices are not. They're sort of coming down, in my opinion, because people want things for a lot less money because the economy is really hard right now. So you have to figure it out. You're the business owner. Thrift stores most are for profit, and even the not-for-profit stores still want to make a profit to fund their programs, right? So keep that in mind. Find other more diverse ways to source. I think the video should be, a diversity all the way around. That will help you out as well. I don't think resellers are the reason that thrift store prices are high. I think it's the economy. I think minimum wage is going up. I think the cost of opening up their doors with heat, hydro, whatever, that's going up. I do think part of it is greed as well, a little bit for sure. But I also want the best prices I can for my items, so I don't hold it against them so much. I also don't buy their stuff when it's too expensive. So anyway, moving on. The red flag that I have for apps. So I use a lot of apps, right? I use Photo Room, I use Pic Collage, I use whatever. I'm going to consider the platforms apps as well, so eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, whatever. When an app or a platform has a customer service set, like if you email customer service like on Poshmark, and it takes forever sometimes, but they do answer, and you're not getting any answer, my red flag is if you have to go off of that app or off of that platform to their social medias, if you have to go to their Facebook or they have to go to their Instagram or to their Discord in order to get the help that you need, that is a red flag to me. Because you know what? I think all of that should be in-house. I think that their customer service should be helping their customers on the app, on the platform itself. When they have that, when you get better service off platform, to me that just means that it's like they're not making it a priority. They're not paying the people to be customer service. They're getting free customer service from other users or from other people that, want to help you out. That's not right. I think the platforms and apps themselves have to provide that customer service. So if I'm getting better customer service, like I did once with Poshmark, that were not answering me at all, and I believe it was via their Facebook page, and I got help like that, like within a couple hours. That was really a big red flag for me. That was wrong. I was like, no, I shouldn't have to jump through hoops for you to fix a problem that's not my fault. So that is a red flag for me. And any app that has that type of thing where they will not help you via customer service, or they're taking forever and you have to go to their Facebook, their Insta, their Discord, that is a huge red flag. Keep that in mind when you're looking at other things, okay? My opinion. Let me know what you think. I've got a hair hanging around my body and I can't get rid of it. All right, so PoshUS for me as a Canadian. We've talked about this before with all the tariffs and things like that. They're not going away. August 29th, I believe, is the date where the de minimis is supposed to be ending. So right now we can ship to the United States from Canada with no tariffs and no duties or whatever, as long as the item or items that we send are less than $800. That is sort of scheduled to end on August 29th. So what does that mean? Especially for PoshUS. So I'm a seller on PoshUS. My buyers are believing that they are buying from another American, because you can't really differentiate. You can't, they won't know that I'm Canadian. So therefore, they may get hit with a tariff that they have no idea they're going to get hit with. And that's not right. That's not fair to them. Yes, I could put it in all my listings. Hey, I'm Canadian. If you buy from me, you may be faced with tariffs. I don't think that's going to make me a very attractive seller. No offense. That's just the way it is. They're going to be paying more money for my items. So I get that they wouldn't want to buy from me. So what am I going to do? Well, you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to do anything right now. It is only August the 13th. I still have my, PoshU is open, and I have sold a couple of things, and I did DYK, and it went smoothly, so I was really happy with that. But as of right now, I'm thinking that depending on what happens on August 29th, because it's still up in the air, because we don't know if it's really going to happen or if it's not going to happen, if it's going to be postponed for 30 days, we don't know. So at this moment in time, if the de minimis goes away, then I will be shutting down my US closet, in the sense of I won't have any listings. I will remain open. I will still be signed in that sense. I will still have an account on PoshU, because you don't know what the future holds. But if the de minimis goes away, for the first little while, I'll just put it on vacation mode again, for 60 days or whatever. See what happens, see if anything gets worked out. That way all my listings are there. But honestly, come the end of the year, if the de minimis is gone, if the things are still happening, then I'm just going to delete all my listings and keep my account open, just in case in the future something good happens, right? That's what I'm planning to do at this moment in time. I'll keep you posted to see what does really happen on August 29th, because you don't know. Right? All right, so it is Wednesday. It's been a week. My phone died. So I've been without a phone since Sunday morning. I think Sunday night. Phone is completely dead. The battery's gone. I need a new phone, so I had to order one. I ordered my phone, so I'm waiting patiently for it. It is a very weird sensation, especially when I'm very used to checking things on my phone, or having Facebook right by me, or having Instagram right by me. Now I have to go to my computer all the time, or my tablet, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. And sometimes when you sign into certain accounts, they send you a text, and I can't get them anymore because my phone is dead. So it's been kind of stressful. I've been stressing a lot this week, so it's not been fun at all whatsoever. It hasn't been fun. It's not been a fun week. I will get over it. My phone is on its way, so hopefully by the weekend or the early next week I'll have one. I go to training next week for my new job, so I'm really happy about that. That's happening, so that's a step forward for us as well. So that's about it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. I think on Saturday I'm going to be doing a 10 tips for new resellers video, or new people on Poshmark specifically, having tips and tricks, especially if you're brand new on Poshmark. Okay, so that is it for today again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.